CP, any further questions?
As the court pleases, my lord. I mean, that's it. Now, Brigadier, yesterday I had started on an aspect of the description given by various people that were in the house, in particular regarding accused number 2. And that description is contained in the statements that they made on the 27th of October 2014. And for some of them, they are viva voce testimony also in this court regarding that description.
Yes, my lord.
Kuyiqiniso ke ukuthi ke ubuza ke izolo mayelana ke nendlela ofakazi noma abantu ke abathi babona ngalelo langa abe bechaza ngayo ke bechaza yena ke emsolo wesibili kuyitatimende noma ke bekhuluma ke ngazo i27 ka October 2014. Yebo kuyiqiniso.
Now, yesterday I had started on the evidence of Nthabise Mokete, and I had paraphrased some of her evidence and invited you to comment, but I'd like to start today with a proper premise by not paraphrasing, but by reading from the transcript of her evidence and invite you to comment. And the evidence is contained in the transcript of the 26th of July 2023, and I'd start at page 25, which Advocate Baloyi says, yes, you may proceed, and Ms. Mokete. Now, there was a stage where there was a sound, a loud noise that sounded like a gunshot sound, a bang sound, like that of a firearm, whilst we were still in the car like that. Now I got shot. I then said to her that it is the sound of a firearm or a firearm that is being discharged. And Mrs. Mokete here, she's referring to Yolanda Nota that she was with in the car at the time. Should I proceed? Or you don't have your... Okay. Mr. Jones, they are printing it for you. And then Advocate Baloyi says, if you say you said to her, who are you referring to? Mrs. Mokete, I'm referring to Yolanda Nota. Advocate Baloyi, yes. And then Mrs. Mokete, now there was a person that passed or walked past at the time that I was saying to her that is a sound of a gunshot. This particular person, as he or she was passing, that he or she went past running. In fact, he was running as he was passing where we were. Then Advocate Baloyi, you say he or she. Did you see whether it was a male person or a female person? Miss Mokete, he looked like a male being. He had a pair of pants, lean built in terms of the physique. Advocate Baloyi, now from which direction to which direction was this person running past? Miss Mokete, now when I saw this person, the person had already passed the vehicle and he was running towards the park.
Must I comment?
Yes, because the comment that I want to invite, yesterday you gave, when I gave this, like I said, it was not quoting verbatim. You then responded by saying, yes, this lends credibility to one of the confessional statements of accused number 2, because he had said that he ran away after the first shot was fired. And by then we were referring to a person with dreadlocks. So my question was that, are you saying that the person that ran out at the time with dreadlocks was accused number 2?
Yes, but my comment insofar as yesterday is concerned, my lord, was in reference to the statement made by her, not her testimony before court, because I wasn't here.
Uma bengibuza bengiphendula ke izolo mayelana nomuntu ke okuthiwa uyena kokuqala waphuma ke futhi egijima bekumayelana ke nestatement statement sakhe hayi mayelana nobufakazi ke abethulile la enkantolo ngoba ke ngenkathi yena sikhuluma ngaye ke uNthabise Mokete ngenkathi ethula ubufakazi bakhe ke la enkantolo mina ngangingekho.
And the second question will be, the person that is described by Ms. Mokete after the firing of the first shot, he says it's a slim person in physique. And importantly, she did not know where this person was running from because as she looked, the person had already passed the car that she was in. Do you want to comment on that?
My lord, again, I was not before court. I can only comment insofar as what is contained in the statement. So it's a difficult situation to.
Okunye futhi ke akushoyo ke kubufakazi bakhe noma kushoyo ke yena ke uMiss Nxumalo Mokete Mokete ukuthi ke uma esembona ke lo muntu umbone esendlulile emotweni ukusho ukuthi ke akamazi ukuthi waye qhamuka ngakuphi noma ke ephuma kuphi khona ongakusho kulokho. Cha ngoba ke ngangingekho nkathi ke ethula ubufakazi mina ke engikushoyo ngikhuluma mayelana nestatement sakhe hayi ukuthi yini ayisho la enkantolo.
But you wouldn't have any reason to dispute her testimony that she did not see where the first person ran away from after the first shot was fired.
I will not dispute her testimony if that was put before court because I was not here, my lord. That's the essence of what I'm saying.
Uma ukuthi ke nkathi ela enkantolo wathi uma lo muntu lo oqala ke noma lo muntu ke nkathi ke kusho noma isibhamu sikhuma koqala ukuthi wayebaleka ephuma kuphi akukho ke ngakusho ngeke ngikuphikise ngoba ke kwakubufakazi bakhe futhi ngangingekho la enkantolo.
And at page 26 of the same transcript of the 26th of July 2023, it will be at line around line 17. Ms. Mokete says, as we were busy arguing with each other like that, there was another sound of a firearm that is being discharged. And Advocate Baloyi says, now this second sound of a firearm that is being discharged, it sounded as though it was now close to the vehicle. The sound was closer to the vehicle. And it says, Advocate Baloyi, I presume that the person that was talking, that the sound is closer to the vehicle is Ms. Mokete, but they wrote Mr. Baloyi. And below Mr. Baloyi says, yes, you may proceed, Ms. Mokete. Now, after that sound, the people that passed running towards the park in the same direction that the first person who passed running to. And Advocate Baloyi, I won't read that. We go to line 15. Mrs. Mokete says, now, as she opened the door, mind you, the people that we have already seen had run down the street. Then there was a third gun sound. Now, as she opened the door, I also tried to open the door because now the gunshot went for the third time.
We are both looking at
page 27, line.
No, we are on 26.
6, 8, line 18. The way it says now this second shot. Go down. Yes. Yeah, that's one.
What's the problem now?
I think we were on page 26, my lord. It's past page 26.
Oh.
You see from 917.
Yes,
page
yes.
27.
Yes, I'm just going through it quickly, my lord. Yes, my lord, I see that, but if one looks at page 27 on top, that's the comment I can make. It starts by saying running towards the park, the same direction that the first person who passed running took.
So sorry, Brigadier, before you proceed, it will start from the last sentence on page 26 where Ms. Mokete says, now after that sound, two people passed running towards the park in the same direction that the first person who had passed running.
Indeed.
Well, just before Brigadier Gininda comments, we've allowed this cross-examination to continue, but the court will recall that at some point, I think it was Advocate Nisi objected to Brigadier Gininda giving an opinion and said he's usurping the function of the court. Now, here's evidence that is before court. Now, Brigadier Gininda is now invited to comment as to who is the person that is being referred to here. It's our submission that once evidence is before court, it's now for the parties to argue on the probabilities as to who the person is that is being referred to here. It cannot be left to the witness to then give an opinion as to who is the person that is being referred to here. At the end of the case, based on all the evidence that would have been tendered, based on the probabilities, it will be for us to argue as to who, in all probability, is the person that is being described here. It cannot be left to the witness, my lord, to give an opinion on that.
Le mbuzo ke ebuzayo ke manje bekuke kwanenkinga ke ngaphambilini lapho na ke uadvocate Mnisi ashilo ukuthi ke akusiyena ke ufakazi onganikeza uvo noma asho ke ukuthi ucabangani ngento eshiwo umunye ufakazi. Kodwa ke manje ngale mibuzo ebuzwayo ke lapho khulunywa ke ngabantu noma umuntu owayegijima ke eya ngase park, akukwazeki ke ukuthi ke kungalindeleka ukuthi kube ufakazi onikeza ngalo lovo. Kodwa ke ngaphambilini bekunenkinga ke uma bekunombuzo okanjalo.
Yes, Mr. Msiki.
As the court pleases, my lord, let me skip this part and go directly to what I said. My purpose was, I was just giving the background of the sequence as testified by Ms. Mokete. But the main point that I wanted to come to is on page 26, she has already given a description of the first person that ran away past the car after the first shot, that he was lean in physique. Now the descriptor of the two other persons that ran thereafter, it's contained on page 34, and that's the sole reason why I embarked on this exercise, my lord. Not even so sorry, I think I made it print the whole page. It's not page 34. Sorry, my lord, it's not on page 34. It's from page 45 to page 46 of the record of the 2607-2023, my lord. And that reference will be at line 15 of page 45. And it is Advocate Baloy saying, you mentioned that the first person was a shot that rang off and a person ran past, and you described the person, you mentioned that the second shot that rang off and 2 persons ran past towards the park. Are you able to describe those 2 persons? And Ms. Mokete says, no, I remember the very first person that ran past was tall, he was not short, also with a leaner physique or a slimmer physique. And then Mr. Bolo is asked, is that the first person who ran past alone? And Ms. Mokete, the very first one who ran past alone. Yes, and the other 2, Ms. Mokete, one of them was not, big in terms of the physique. He was neither lean as well. He was of average height, and I remember that he had dreadlocks. And at line 17, Ms. Mokete stated that now this other one, who was slightly bigger in physique, they did not outrun each other. They almost ran side by side, even though there was, and with a demonstration of fingers and in brackets written, that there was one that was a little in front of the other, and the very one with the bigger physique had a hoodie on his head, and with that head as well, he was taller. He was taller than the other 2 that I have already referred to. And he was asked by Mr. Balo, yes, any other description that you can give? Ms. Mokete, there is no other description that I can give. So essentially, the person that she described as wearing a hoodie is one of a bigger physique, not one of a leaner physique, according to her testimony here. And then she goes on to say, and with that head as well, he was taller. He was taller than the other 2 that I have already referred to.
My Lord, my comment can only, as I've said, I think yesterday, can be perhaps twofolded. One, that the 3 suspects that Ms. Ntabiseng saw is corroborated in the confession of accused 2, in that he says he ran away after I think 1 and 2nd shot were fired in the house. He went out. He then refers to accused 4. He leaves accused 3 inside according to the confession, and then accused 4 goes inside. So when he ran out to the car, that is according to the confession, my Lord, he was running alone, and this is corroborated by this Ntabiseng, my Lord. Thereafter, the second 2 people that Ntabiseng is referring to, my Lord, identifies one person with dreadlocks whom it is alleged, my Lord, or the investigation pointed that the accused 3, in terms of the investigation, is the person with dreadlocks on that specific day. Now, what we do not have, my Lord, in the investigation is what accused 4 was wearing. The fact that the second suspect is described in the second grouping now as having a hoodie does not necessarily mean it's not accused 4, because I don't have a description and we did not find evidence indicating what was accused 4 wearing on that specific day, including accused number 1 and accused number 5. We can place them where they were, but we can't say, I don't have evidence to indicate what type of clothing was accused number 4 wearing on that specific day.
Lana ke uma echaza ke uNtabiseng uyasho ke ukuthi ke umuntu amshoyo owaye gqoke ke ihoodie uma emchaza ke ngomzimba uthi umuntu ke owayemkhulu ke ngomzimba engasiyena ke umuntu owayemncane futhi manje wena ke uthini ke ukuphendula lapho. Lokho ke kuyahambiselana nento ebhaliwe kusona istatement esakhe ke umsolo wesibili ungathi ke egonyuluka ushilo ukuthi uma isibhamu siqhuma okokuqala waphuma ke yena wabaleka washiya ke ngaphakathi umsolwa wesithathu futhi ke nophenyo liyasho ke ngoba ke uma sechazwa abantu ke laba besibili abaphumayo ke omunye uyachazwa ke ukuthi wayena dreadlocks uphenyo lothi esalenza lukhomba ke ukuthi umsolo wesithathu yena owayena dreadlocks ushilo ke nokuthi futhi ke uma esemshiya ke umsolo wesithathu ke ila khona ke umsolo wesine esengena ngaphakathi ke manje uma ekhuluma ke ngabantu ababili abalandela kamuva uNtabiseng lokho kuyahambisana ke naso istatement sakhe umsolo wesibili ukuthi ke uma sephuma ke manje kwaphuma kulandela umsolo wesithathu kanye ke nowesine ukuthi amchaze ke lo kulabo ababili ukuthi wayegqoke ihoodie anginabo ubufakazi yebo ngiyazi ukuthi wayekhona ke lapho bese indaweni zabo umsolo wesine anginabo ubufakazi ukuthi wayegqokeni ngokufanayo naye umsolo wokuqala ukuthi wayegqokeni nomsolo wesihlanu.
The only description of the alleged suspects, my lord, that is given by the witnesses is insofar as the person with the dreadlocks, where they describe the khaki or brownish jacket, Mr. Makeleni, I think we dealt with him, who identified or assisted rather in the identikit of the second suspect, where he described the black hoodie, which is corroborated by Mr. Zungu. So those are the recollection of the description in terms of the clothing that I recall. I don't recall having evidence that points to what exactly accused 4 was wearing, my lord.
Futhi ke lana esinako ke noma ke ubufakazi ke esinabo ke ukumala nokuthi ke kwagqokweni yini ke egqokiwe lapho ukuthi ke yena ke uMr Makeleni owakelekelela ke nowasiza ke ngokuthi kudwetshwe le identikit mayelana ke nalo owayegqoke ihoodie kanye futhi ke naye ke uZungu owayekhuluma ke ngayo ihoodie eyimnyama kodwa ke ukuthi umsolo wesine wayegqokeni anginabo lokho bufakazi lo.
So that's how I could comment on that part, my lord.
Ilakho ke ngakusho ke mayela nalokho.
My lord, I just have one comment. I'm having a problem with the line of answering by the brigadier because he's making reference to my client. And there is no question that was asked by my colleague with reference to my client.
He's giving evidence.
To which question?
Which is asked, according to him, he's giving evidence.
I'm not happy.
It's a hypothetical situation. Listen to what I'm saying. If a witness testifies about 4 different people, and he says accused number 1 did this and this and this and that, and it is your client. Should he now, because he's your client, not testify about what number 1 did? He must now jump and say number 2 and 3 did this and this and this and is that how you're reasoning it?
My daughter, I'll leave it like that.
No. Let's debate it. Is that how you're saying evidence should be led?
It was with respect to the questioning by my colleague.
Yes.
Mr. Ramsberg.
I don't
stressing. He stresses the point. He stresses the point with reference to my client. Instead of answering the question, a direct question that was asked to him.
So they say you are stressing the point about his client.
No, my lord. If I may say, my lord, and this is what I'm saying, the question was put to me, and I started by saying a collaboration, my lord, which is contained in the confession statement of accused 2.
Yes.
And I'm saying, what is it that he's saying? It's not me. It's in the confession where accused 2 says as he ran out, there was accused 4 who went in. I'm not stressing it is contained there, my lord. And I'm saying if you take that context and you take it to what Mr. Ramsipile referred me to, insofar as Ms. Mukiti is saying, I'm saying there's a collaboration. And that is why I'm saying, because we do not know what accused 4 was wearing, one can think that possibly it was him who's wearing a hoodie. That's why I was going with my answer. But I'm simply commenting or responding because the question has been put to me. And I have to comment about these 3 individuals whom Ms. Mikiti saw, and I'm talking about that collaboration, my lord.
Sikona ke ukuthi ngiyaqhayila noma ngiyagcizelela ke kuyena umsola wesine kodwa ke umbuzo engibuzwayo ke bese ke manje ke kufanele ngikhuluma ke ngaso istatement sokugonyuluka esenzwa uyena umsola wesibili ngikhathanisa ke noma ngihlanganisa nakona lokho engibuzwa ngakho ukuthi ayikona ekushiwo uMiss Mukiti ngithi ke uma kwistatement sakho number 2 uyasho ke ukuthi ke number 4 wangena ke ngaphakathi so ngihlanganisa labantu abathathu uMiss Mukiti akhuluma ngabo.
But Brigadier, if you listened to the objection by my colleague Advocate Baloyi, and hence I ran away from the passages that I was reading at the beginning and went for the description. I thought your description, your comment on the description as per Ms. Mokete. Because Advocate Baloyi says, as to who Ms. Mokete saw as the first person running, that is an argument that he will make at the end of the case. It is not your duty to draw inferences about the mind of Ms. Mokete, that this person that was running there, therefore exhibit H and JJ, Mokete says it's that person. It's not her testimony. Hence, Mr. Nxumalo is not happy because you didn't answer even my question. You went on a drift to show that you can draw inferences, which is not your duty.
No, but my lord, that's not correct. I didn't even utter one word of inference. I was asked a specific question to comment about 3 individuals that Ms. Mokete referred to.
Yes.
And my response was in relation to 3 individuals as per the confession of accused 2. So I don't understand where am I quoting it correctly, because the question from Mr. Ramsipile, it's in relation to 3 descriptions. I mean, the description given by Ms. Mokete about 3 different people.
Yes.
And I'm drawing that inference from the confession of accused 2 that relates to 3 different people. How could I be? Because then I don't know how to answer it, my lord, because I was asked a specific question and I answered it in that context.
Ngibuzwe umbuzo othize, lowo mbuzo ake futhi ngibuzwa ke ngabantu abathathu uMiss Mokete akhuluma ngabo noma ke abachazile. Ngase mina ke ngiya kusona istatement lesi sakhe ngithi senziwa umsolwa wesibili. Yilokho ke engiphendulile.
You see, you even use the word, you drew an inference from the statement of accused number 2. I was only asking you because other witnesses have described the person wearing a hoodie as a lean or slim person, tall, slim. Ms. Mokete describes that person as the one with a bigger physique. That's the invitation I was calling for you to comment on.
No, my lord, again, I disagree. I think I was even fair to say, insofar as accused 4 is concerned, that I do not have evidence of what he was wearing on that specific day. But my response, my lord, was insofar as the 3 individuals that I'm being asked about, described by Mrs. Mokete, I'm corroborating that with what is contained in the confession statement, not what I'm thinking or what I'm drawing or trying to think the investigation led me to. I was very specific to say this is what I'm being referred to insofar as Mrs. Mokete is concerned, Ms. Mokete, and this is what is contained in the confession statement of Mr. Ramsipile's client. It's specific. It's not an inference that I'm drawing. So my answer was based on those, my lord.
Ekuqaleni ngishilo ke ngaze ngasho ngathi angazi ukuthi wayegqokeni umsolo wesine, kodwa ke uma ngiphendula umbuzo ngalabantu abathathu abachazayo noma abashoyo yena ke uMiss Mokete, ngase manje ngiyake ngihlanganisa naloko okubhaliwe kwistatement sakhe umsolwa wesibili, hayi ukuthi ngicabanga ukuthi, kodwa ke ngihlanganisa lokho akushoyo labantu abathathu abashoyo uMiss Mokete kanye futhi naloko okubhaliwe kusona istatement sakhe umsolwa wesibili.
My lord, will be this an opportune time to take a short adjournment.
Okay, what's the time?
It's 27 minutes past 11.
Okay, 15 minutes.